and remembered this dua, A'udhu bi'afwika min iqabik. It was the adat mubarakah, the adat sharifa, the normal habit of the Master alayhi salatu salam in the early part of the morning, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Habibuna rahmatul alameen sallallahu alaihi wasallam would read 8 rakats, 2 tahajjud, then witr. And right in the ending of the dua, that before you understand terminating, would read A'udhu bi'afwika min iqabik wa a'udhu biridaka min sakhatik Allahumma inni a'udhu bika minka Allahumma la uhsi thana'an alayk anta kama asnayta ala nafsik. Go open Bulughul Maram, Mishkat, Musnad Ahmad. So to read that dua in witr salat, in your dua every night is sunnat and nabawiyya. I read it, alhamdulillah. So you also read it. Then you become the beloved of Allah Jalla wala. Your sins get forgiven. Allah accept us all. Barakallahu feek. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
The views and opinions expressed by the presenters and guests of Radio Al Ansar are not necessarily the views and opinions of Radio Al Ansar and the Al Ansar Foundation.
It's time for the breakfast show, the Breakfast Rush.
Check it out.
A great way to start your day. The Breakfast Rush.
6 o'clock on the dot on your Breakfast Rush on this, I think it is, Thursday morning. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
You think it is Thursday morning?
I had to double check.
We need a little bit of confirmation on that
It
one.
is Thursday.
Somebody buy me a calendar. Yes, it's Thursday. It's going to be like Thursday the whole day today. The 22nd day of January 2026.
And remove one of those twos to give you the 2nd of Sha'ban, 1447.
Ooh, look at that. It's a minute after 6. Got to get into a TBR. Welcome back to the breakfast. Well, welcome back to Radio Al Ansar, already. This is the breakfast. Wait, hang on.
Too early in the morning for that.
Really?
Have some water.
Didn't have water, didn't have coffee, haven't nothing.
See, that's why.
Because you got to put the mic on at 6.
The Breakfast Rush main news bulletin.
Making news this hour, fraud on the rise as January bills bite and Syria's war-ravaged oil sector faces tough road to recovery. Assalamu alaikum, I'm Hadra Kota. January is a prime time for scammers. As households face mounting financial pressure, fraudsters are preying on desperation and the need for a quick buck. Fake loans, phishing messages, and investment traps on the rise. Ethan Chateau, head of digital fraud at Standard Bank, said that fraudsters are trying to take advantage of vulnerable individuals through loan scams. Chateau says the loan scams are trending at this point. Human Settlements Minister Thembi Simelane says that South Africa must change how it builds to lessen the impact of disasters. Severe flooding from torrential rains have damaged thousands of homes in Limpopo, Mpumalanga, and the northeastern parts of KZN. In Limpopo and Mpumalanga, at least 38 people have died. Simelane says that modular and prefabricated housing could allow the state to respond faster to such disasters while delivering permanent climate-resilient homes. She says that the country should move towards these innovative construction methods, which are quicker and cheaper than traditional methods. Simelane says that provinces and metros will be required to set aside funding for these technologies from the new financial year. Police are investigating the murder of a baby whose body was found in bushes at Brighton Beach, south of Durban. ALS paramedic spokesperson Gary Jameson says that a passerby walking near the Braai area made the discovery yesterday and alerted authorities. President Ramaphosa says that what learners are taught at school must align with the needs of the economy. He says that while matric results show an upward trend, the Department of Basic Education should find ways to better synchronize classroom learning with the practical skills required in the workplace. Ramaphosa says that this will better prepare students with skills to meet the demands of a changing economy. He says it also calls for every classroom to be supported by a coherent curriculum, well-trained teachers, and quality age-appropriate learning materials. He says that the government is strengthening evidence-based teaching of literacy and numeracy to curb repetition, dropouts, and weak learner progression. And finally, the Syrian government's takeover of key oil and gas fields from the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces, the SDF, in the country's northeast has raised hopes for the revival of its dilapidated energy sector after years of war and international sanctions. While the return of Syria's energy reserves to government control marks a pivotal moment for the country's war-battered economy, Damascus will face hurdles ranging from damaging infrastructure to chronic underinvestment as it looks to kick production into higher gear, according to industry experts. A quick recap of your top stories at this hour. Fraud on the rise as January builds bite and Syria's war-ravaged oil sector faces tough road to recovery. And that's it for news this hour. For Radio Al-Ansar, I'm Hadra Kota.
Thank you very much, Hadra Kota. We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and, live inside your radio as well. This is your breakfast rush. It's 5 minutes after 6 as Durban is marking a powerful and deeply significant milestone this week. 100 consecutive Fridays for Palestine. We'll be discussing this just after 7 this morning. Later on the program, speaking with Keyline Graphics as well. And if, like me, you want to find out what that's all about, you got to be here, right? You got to be stuck into the show and just listening in. Robert McBride is making some interesting, not deliberately, but making some very, very interesting social media content.
For the longest time now, he's trending at the moment on every network. We're going to talk about it now.
No.
Okay.
No, I thought, anyway, it's 5 after 7. Let's get into it.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willowton Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
There's nothing quite like the taste of a traditional family meal, and at the heart of every great dish is a key ingredient that brings it all together. That ingredient is Sunfoil Pure Sunflower Cooking Oil, made from only the finest sunflower seeds. It's the perfect way to enhance the taste of your family's favorite foods. Sunfoil cooking oil is more than just oil. It's the key to bring your family together over a delicious meal and making every bite taste better. Remember, the key ingredient to a great family meal is sunfoil. Tradition just tastes better.
This Surah Yasin is brought to you by Murchison Spice, Pietermaritzburg's leading spice and specialty retail store.
Listen carefully. The show is about to start. The Breakfast Rush with Nishal Sarawan.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. سبحان الذي سخر لنا هذا وما كنا له مقرنين وإنا إلى ربنا لمنقلبون اللهم إنا نسألك في سفرنا هذا البر والتقوى ومن العمل ما ترضى اللهم هون علينا سفرنا هذا واطوي عنا بعده اللهم أنت الصاحب في السفر والخليفة في الأهل اللهم إني أعوذ بك من وعثاء السفر وكآبة المنظر وسوء المنقلب في المال والأهل والولد.
You are listening to the Breakfast Rush.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ياسين والقرآن الحكيم إنك لمن المرسلين على صراط مستقيم تنزيل العزيز الرحيم لتنذر قوما ما أنذر آباؤهم فهم غافلون لقد حق القول على أكثرهم فهم لا يؤمنون إنا جعلنا في أعناقهم أغلالا فهي إلى الأذقان فهم مقمحون وجعلنا من بين أيديهم سدا ومن خلفهم سدا فأغشيناهم فهم لا يبصرون وسواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكر وخشي الرحمن بالغيب فبشره بمغفرة وأجر كريم إنا نحن نحيي الموتى ونكتب ما قدموا وآثارهم وكل شيء أحصيناه في إمام مبين واضرب لهم مثلا أصحاب القرية إذ جاءها المرسلون إذ أرسلنا إليهم اثنين فكذبوهما فعززنا بثالث فقالوا إنا إليكم مرسلون قالوا ما أنتم إلا بشر مثلنا وما أنزل الرحمن من شيء إن أنتم إلا تكذبون قالوا ربنا يعلم إنا إليكم لمرسلون وما علينا إلا البلاغ المبين قالوا إنا تطيرنا بكم لئن لم تنتهوا لنرجمنكم وليمسنكم منا عذاب أليم قالوا طائركم معكم أئن ذكرتم بل أنتم قوم مسرفون وجاء من أقصى المدينة رجل يسعى قال يا قوم اتبعوا المرسلين اتبعوا من لا يسألكم أجرا وهم مهتدون وما لي لا أعبد الذي فطرني وإليه ترجعون أأتخذ من دونه آلهة إن يردني الرحمن بضر لا تغن عني شفاعتهم شيئا ولا ينقذون إني إذا لفي ضلال مبين إني آمنت بربكم فاسمعون قيل ادخل الجنة قال يا ليت قومي يعلمون بما غفر لي ربي وجعلني من المكرمين وما أنزلنا على قومه من بعده من جند من السماء وما كنا منزلين إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم خامدون يا حسرة على العباد ما يأتيهم من رسول إلا كانوا به يستهزئون ألم يروا كم أهلكنا قبلهم من القرون أنهم إليهم لا يرجعون وإن كل لما جميع لدينا محضرون وآية لهم الأرض الميتة أحييناها وأخرجنا منها حبا فمنه يأكلون وجعلنا فيها جنات من نخيل وأعناب وفجرنا فيها من العيون ليأكلوا من ثمره وما عملته أيديهم أفلا يشكرون سبحان الذي خلق الأزواج كلها مما تنبت الأرض ومن أنفسهم ومما لا يعلمون وآية لهم الليل نسلخ منه النهار فإذا هم مظلمون والشمس تجري لمستقر لها ذلك تقدير العزيز العليم والقمر قدرناه منازل حتى عاد كالعرجون القديم لا الشمس ينبغي لها أن تدرك القمر ولا الليل سابق النهار وكل في فلك يسبحون وآية لهم أنا حملنا ذريتهم في الفلك المشحون وخلقنا لهم من مثله ما يركبون وإن نشأ نغرقهم فلا صريخ لهم ولا هم ينقذون إلا رحمة منا ومتاعا إلى حين وإذا قيل لهم اتقوا ما بين أيديكم وما خلفكم لعلكم ترحمون وما تأتيهم من آية من آيات ربهم إلا كانوا عنها معرضين وإذا قيل لهم أنفقوا مما رزقكم الله قال الذين كفروا للذين آمنوا أنطعم من لو يشاء الله أطعمه إن أنتم إلا في ضلال مبين ويقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين ما ينظرون إلا صيحة واحدة تأخذهم وهم يخصمون فلا يستطيعون توصية ولا إلى أهلهم يرجعون ونفخ في الصور فإذا هم من الأجداث إلى ربهم ينسلون قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد الرحمن وصدق المرسلون إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم جميع لدينا محضرون فاليوم لا تظلم نفس شيئا ولا تجزون إلا ما كنتم تعملون إن أصحاب الجنة اليوم في شغل فاكهون هم وأزواجهم في ظلال على الأرائك متكئون لهم فيها فاكهة ولهم ما يدعون سلام قولا من رب رحيم وامتازوا اليوم أيها المجرمون ألم أعهد إليكم يا بني آدم ألا تعبدوا الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين وأن اعبدوني هذا صراط مستقيم ولقد أضل منكم جبلا كثيرا أفلم تكونوا تعقلون هذه جهنم التي كنتم توعدون اصلوها اليوم بما كنتم تكفرون اليوم نختم على أفواههم وتكلمنا أيديهم وتشهد أرجلهم بما كانوا يكسبون ولو نشاء لطمسنا على أعينهم فاستبقوا الصراط فأنى يبصرون ولو نشاء لمسخناهم على مكانتهم فما استطاعوا مضيا ولا يرجعون ومن نعمره ننكسه في الخلق أفلا يعقلون وما علمناه الشعر وما ينبغي له إن هو إلا ذكر وقرآن مبين لينذر من كان حيا ويحق القول على الكافرين أولم يروا أنا خلقنا لهم مما عملت أيدينا أنعاما فهم لها مالكون وذللناها لهم فمنها ركوبهم ومنها يأكلون ولهم فيها منافع ومشارب أفلا يشكرون واتخذوا من دون الله آلهة لعلهم ينصرون لا يستطيعون نصرهم وهم لهم جند محضرون فلا يحزنك قولهم إنا نعلم ما يسرون وما يعلنون أولم يرى الإنسان أنا خلقناه من نطفة فإذا هو خصيم مبين وضرب لنا مثلا ونسي خلقه قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم قل يحييها الذي أنشأها أول مرة ذروة وهو بكل خلق عليم الذي جعل لكم من الشجر الأخضر نارا فإذا أنتم منه توقدون أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم بلى وهو الخلاق العليم إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء وإليه ترجعون
صدق الله العظيم.
You are listening to the Breakfast Rush.
اللهم صل على المصطفى حبيبنا محمد عليه السلام. اللهم صل على المصطفى حبيبنا محمد عليه السلام. You are the greatest man we look up to, and I stay faithful. I learn my lessons all through you, the final prophet. He led the way, so we stay true. I give my all and everything. Allahumma salli ala al-Mustafa Habibna Muhammad alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala al-Mustafa Habibna Muhammad alayhi salam. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa Allahumma salli ala al-Mustafa Habibna Muhammad alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala al-Mustafa Habibna Muhammad alayhi salam. He was respected, the most trustworthy of us all. We can never match him, but we try our best and give our all. I give my all and everything. Allahumma salli ala Mustafa Habibna Muhammad alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala Mustafa Habibna Muhammad alayhi salam.
This Surah Yasin was brought to you by Murchison Spice, Peter Maritzburg. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless your day.
There's something cooking at Murchison Spice, and its name is elite basmati rice, available throughout the Middle East and now available in South Africa. Brought to you by Murchison Spice, Peter Maritzburg. Available in golden cellar and premium white, high in vitamins and low in calories. Perfect for the health conscious. Contact Murchison Spice on 033 387 2121. That's 033 387 2121. Murchison Spice. Taste the East.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
There's nothing quite like the taste of a traditional family meal, and at the heart of every great dish is a key ingredient that brings it all together. That ingredient is Sunfoil pure sunflower cooking oil, made from only the finest sunflower seeds. It's the perfect way to enhance the taste of your family's favorite foods. Sunfoil cooking oil is more than just oil. It's the key to bring your family together over a delicious meal and making every bite taste better. Remember, the key ingredient to a great family meal is sunfoil. tradition just tastes better.
Award-nominated Breakfast Rush with Nishal Sarawat.
You guys make our day with a ray of hope.
You guys always rocked. I've been inspired. You guys are totally awesome. There's no words that can describe how awesome you guys are.
I will always say TBR is the best. TBR brings joy into my home.
Thank you, TBR. Brilliant. Just keep up the great work. Let's hope management gives you guys a big increase.
Monday to Friday, 6 till 8 a.m.
Almost 1 in 5 South African children attend school each day without having eaten breakfast. This seriously affects their ability to concentrate and understand lessons. The Al-Imdad Foundation's Make Breakfast Possible campaign allows learners to enjoy a high-energy cereal at the start of the school day. Help children to focus on learning and not hunger. Let's make breakfast possible today. Donate online at alimdad.com or call 0861 786 243 for more information.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
It's time for the Breakfast Show, the Breakfast Rush.
Check it out.
A great way to start your day. The Breakfast Rush.
Inspiration for the Ummah, your morning nasiha.
With prayer, the Prophet ﷺ would link with Allah Azza wa Jal. With salah, our Prophet ﷺ would find his peace. When was the last time we found peace in our salah? When was the last time we complained to Allah instead of complaining to anyone else? Inni ashku bathi wa huzni ila Allah. Verily I complain of my problems and my worries only to Allah Azza wa Jal. Let me give you the example of how Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam connected with Allah. In the authentic hadith in Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslim, Abdullah ibn Shakir radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he said that I entered upon Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam whilst he was praying, and I saw that his beard was dripping wet as if a bucket of water had been poured on his head. As if a bucket of water had been poured on his head, and his beard was dripping wet from crying from the fear of Allah Azza wa Jal. Ya salam, can you imagine that? Our Prophet ﷺ crying so much from the fear of Allah. Can you imagine that? In the authentic hadith, Hudayfa radiallahu ta'ala anhu said, I prayed with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam in the middle of the night, and he, in the first rak'ah, he recited Surah Baqarah, Surah Al Imran, and Surah Nisa, and he stopped at every verse where Allah mentions Jannah, and he asked Allah, oh Allah, let me enter Jannah. And he stopped at every verse of Jahannam, and he said, Ya Allah, save me from Jahannam. Every verse, Ya Salam. 6 to 7 hours of praying at night, and in the morning, jihad in the cause of Allah, with no food to eat, nothing to drink, and fasting for 3 to 4 days at a time. Such was our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Such was our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha said, I woke up in the middle of the night and I searched around for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and my hands touched his feet whilst he was praying, and he was saying in his sajda the following dua. What is the dua that he was saying? Allahumma inni a'udhu bi ridaka min sakhatik. Oh Allah, I seek refuge in your good mercy and your goodness from your anger. Wa bi mu'afatika min uqubatik, and in your forgiveness from your punishment. Wa a'udhu bika minka, and I seek refuge in you, from you. La uhsi thana'un alayk, I cannot praise you adequately. Anta kama athnayta ala nafsik, you are as you praise yourself. Look at the way the Prophet ﷺ praised Allah. Look at the way his heart went out to Allah. Look at the way how he was doing it purely without telling his wife, sincerely between him and Allah Azza wa Jal alone. In the authentic hadith, Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he narrated that he once prayed with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam at the middle of the night, and the Prophet ﷺ made the following dua. Listen to the dua. It is wallahi not the words of someone except a prophet of God. Listen to how Rasulullah ﷺ called out to Allah. And imagine, when was the last time you called out to Allah in the same way? La ilaha illallah. There is no God but Allah. Allahumma, O our Lord, Anta nuru samawati wal ardi wa man fihin. You are the light of the heavens and the earth and whatever is in between. Lakal hamd, for you is praise. Anta fatiru samawati wal ardi wa man fihin. You are the originator of the heavens and the earth and that which is in it. Lakal hamd, and for you is praise. Anta qayyumu samawati wal ardi wa man fihin. You are the supporter and the nourisher and cherisher and sustainer of the heavens and the earth and that which is in it. Walakal hamd, and for you is praise. Allahumma antal haq. Oh Allah, you are the truth. Wa qawlukal haq, and your statement is true. Wa wa'dukal haq, and your promise is true. Wal jannatu haq, and Jannah is true. Wan naru haq, and the fire is true. Wa nabiyyuna haq, and the prophets are true. Wa Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam haq, and Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is true. Allahumma bika amant. Allahumma, I believed in you. Wa alayka tawakkalt, and upon you I have put my trust. Wa ilayka hakamt, and to your judgment I have submitted. Wa ilayka khasamt, and to you I complain. Faghfir li ma qaddamtu wa akhart. Forgive me that which I've done in the past and what I've yet to do. Wa ma asrat wa ma alant, and that which I've done publicly and that which I will do in secret. فاغفر لي ما قدمت وما أخرت وما أسررت وما أعلنت وما أنت أعلم به مني, and that which you know more about me than me. أنت المقدم وأنت المؤخر. You are the first and you are the last. لا إله إلا أنت. There is no God but you. This is how our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam pursued the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jal, by praising Him and worshiping Him in a way by Allah that no one could ever do. Ya salam. And this is how his heart connected with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
TBR it is 90.4 FM in Durban, 105.6 FM in Pietermaritzburg. If you've just tuned in, welcome to you. Welcome to the Breakfast Rush here on Radio Al Ansar. It's 6:30 a.m. We'll go into traffic in just a moment, let you know what's happening on the roads. But if you're already there and you've already seen something that we should be talking about, then pop us a message on WhatsApp. It's 0609041056. Let's do that. Let's get information out to everybody out there this morning. That's the aim. That's the aim this morning. We'll get into headlining news and all of that in a little bit. I do see your messages coming through on WhatsApp already. We'll go through those in a bit as well.
Breakfast Rush Traffic.
Superintendent Raouf, assalamu alaikum, welcome.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you very much. How are you doing?
Alhamdulillah, how are you doing this morning?
Alhamdulillah, complete.
Fantastic. What's happening on the road?
If you're in the Richards Bay area this morning, very busy conditions. The trucks are queuing up all the way from gate number 2 and gate 0, all the way onto the N2. They're trying to enter the port, so very busy conditions. Just be aware. They're stacking up on the N2 currently, southbound and northbound. Accident seen on the N2 north at Amsterdam Bridge. 2 vehicles were over that one, so it'll be delayed. Stationary vehicle in the N2 north, just after the M25 from Akram, left-hand lanes obstructed. Truck broken down, Horton double trailer, bottom of Field Hill. Left-hand lane obstructed, so there will be delays. Vehicle broken down the N2 south, just as you're approaching Oshanga, it's causing congestion with traffic. Remember, only 2 lanes there with roadworks taking place. So the lane restriction, just allow for extra traffic jam, please. That's your first update.
Thank you very much, Superintendent Raouf. Much appreciated. I know we're going to catch up in a little bit on the show, so you take it easy, and we'll chat again soon.
Wa alaikum salam.
TBR's weather report.
The weather update. I think it's going to be playtime weather.
You think so? You think it's going to be playtime weather like the whole day today? Maybe there's going to be a little bit. I don't know. Let's go find out. Is there going to be any rain or anything like that today? No. We're going to get cooked. We're going to get boiled. We're going to get humidified. In Durban, a sunny 32 degrees at lunchtime expected today. Humidity levels not that high, around about 78% for today. UV index low for today. So Durban, sunny 32. Pietermaritzburg, partly cloudy, 34 degrees. Humidity levels run about 76% for Pietermaritzburg today. Margate, mostly cloudy, 32. Richards Bay, a sunny, 33. Ladysmith, a partly cloudy, 33 degrees. Johannesburg, mostly sunny, 25. And Cape Town, a sunny 24 as they, at the holiday destination, get through their lunch hour. Now, your breakfast rush this morning, as we get into the program, just looking over at headlining news, those stories that you should be aware of.
We'll start here at home. As always, the former IPID head Robert McBride has told Parliament that the sources of funding for forensic consultant Paul O'Sullivan have never been independently verified, conceding that he has relied largely on O'Sullivan's own explanations about where his resources come from. McBride made the remarks while testifying before an ad hoc parliamentary committee during a discussion on the role of non-governmental organizations and private individuals in South Africa's criminal justice system and the potential national security risks linked to the unexamined funding. Now, during this sitting, McBride addressed his previous public praise of organizations such as the Helen Suzman Foundation, Freedom Under Law, and the Ford Foundation, stating that he had no knowledge of who funds them.
And we'll see how that one there is turning out, because it's getting quite interesting. Just watching sort of highlight videos that are coming through on social media from, those hearings that are taking, that investigation that is taking place right now. Outside of South Africa, US President Donald Trump used his appearance at the World Economic Forum in Davos to revive one of his most controversial foreign policy ideas, saying the United States should enter into immediate negotiations to acquire Greenland, framing the move as a national security imperative rather than an economic grab. Addressing delegates, Trump said he respects the people of Greenland and Denmark before arguing that no other country was in a position to secure the vast Arctic territory. Trump invoked World War II history to bolster his case, telling the audience that Denmark fell to Germany after 6 hours of fighting, after which the US established military bases in Greenland. Now, he gave what I would call a very carefully edited version of that story.
Agreed.
Very edited. So it's true that Denmark had fallen to Germany in World War II. It's true that the US established military bases in Greenland. However, what wasn't spoken about was that the US was not given Greenland as territory.
Mm-hmm.
The US was given permission by Denmark to set up bases for defense because of what was going on at the time, the war.
Pretty much.
So that's more or less the extent of it. So US was not given. Yeah.
But no, it's frightening because
this is mine, take it, it's yours now.
This kind of situation, it happened with Greenland.
Yeah.
It's also happened with other countries.
Uh-huh.
Anywho, 6:37, and back home, President Cyril Ramaphosa plans to issue an instruction for the Department of Basic Education to find ways to make scholar transport safer. This is on the back of a tragic accident in Vanderbijl Park earlier this week that claimed the lives of 12 learners. Speaking on the sidelines of the Basic Education Lechotla in Boksburg yesterday, Ramaphosa stressed the urgent need to improve scholar transport safety.
We like what he's saying. We do. We do like that the president is saying, please make it safer for our children on our roads. We like that. We like that he's saying something needs to be done. We like that he's putting it onto a government department to actually get that something done. All of these things, not going to say no to, because it's what we want to hear. But my question is, are you saying it? because it is what we want to hear, or are you saying it because it is something that you're going to follow up on and make sure that it gets done, and follow up to the point that you're going to basically say to whomever it is that you're instructing, get this done now. I'm keeping an eye on it, and you've got limited time to achieve the goal.
Absolutely. Deadlines are important. Like you say, if we actually go through headlining news that we've delivered over the past good many years, accidents like this have happened with other children. Speeches like this were given. Media was present. Parents were spoken to. Funerals were paid for. What has happened?
Another accident down the line.
What changes have been made? Taxis are still, and I see it daily, vehicles are overcrowded. Your vehicle is only allowed to take, for example, 12 children. You've got 20 in there. Drive around, you'll see.
Yeah, here's the thing. It's not just the minibus taxis that are guilty.
Correct.
It's not just those. And at this point in the morning, you're about to put the knapsack, the school bag on your child's back and walk them up to the gates and put them into a car. You're about to do that. Look in the car. And I'm saying car specifically because it's not just the minibus taxis. Again, I'm gonna repeat that because it seems some folks don't realize that it's not just the minibus taxis. It's also those little cars. It is, without a doubt, also those cars with, I think they're 7-seaters.
Yeah.
Those 7-seater cars. It's also them.
You get the Avanzas, the Tribers, and everything
Whatever,
else.
whatever brand you want to, they're using on the day. But the thing about it is, you need to look in, and you need to see how many children are in there. If it is a 7-seater, that's a 7-seater including the driver.
Correct.
Not excluding the driver. If there's more than 5 or 6 children inside there, where are they putting their bags? How are they sitting there? I did this once when my child was using transportation from a school to an aftercare facility. I arrived at the school early and I parked to the side and I watched what happens outside the school. I watched my son come through, get into the car. And I walked up to the car and I said to the lady, thank you very much. We will no longer be using your facility, your transportation, because I'm seeing with my own eyes what is happening with my child.
I've seen situations where there are children sitting on other children's laps in the vehicles.
That's what I saw.
But I think it's important that I know life is busy.
Yeah.
We all have different things to do. We get home and there's still so much of responsibilities to fulfill on our list. Have conversations with your children. Ask them.
They're scared. They're little ones.
In conversation. Tell me about your friends in the vehicle. Maybe, word it in a certain interrogating your child. And then also like what you did, because they don't always know what the times are. They might not have a watch. They might not be able to read time yet, whatever the case is. What time does school finish? And what time are they fetched? Because I've witnessed school finishing, for example, at 12 for certain learners.
And they're still sitting there at
I'm leaving at 2:30. The child is still there. So please, ask questions.
It's very important. Now, videos are coming out with taxis and their drivers just being absolutely irresponsible on the roads. They're doing funny things, overtaking, queuing traffic. They're driving on oncoming traffic. These videos are there every single day. Every day, somebody is bearing witness to what is going on the roads of South Africa. Thank you very much, Cyril Ramaphosa, for making a call for it to be safer. Let's do more than just make a call. Let's follow up and make sure it gets safer.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willowton Group, at the forefront of innovation and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
There's nothing quite like the taste of a traditional family meal, and at the heart of every great dish is a key ingredient that brings it all together. That ingredient is Sunfoil pure sunflower cooking oil, made from only the finest sunflower seeds. It's a perfect way to enhance the taste of your family's favorite foods. Sunfoil cooking oil is more than just oil. It's the key to bring your family together over a delicious meal and making every bite taste better. Remember, the key ingredient to a great family meal is sunfoil. Tradition just tastes better.
Every day, thousands go to bed hungry, but you can change that. With just 10 Rand, you can provide a loaf of bread. This bread is more than just a donation, it is a lifeline for so many families in need. Al-Ansar Outreach Slice of Life drive today. Call Outreach on 031-208-1601 and make a difference one loaf at a time.
Your future success doesn't wait, and neither should you. Choose the institution built for the next generation of leaders. At Regent Business School, teaching goes beyond the classroom with immersive learning experiences and cutting-edge learning centers across South Africa. For over 25 years, we've offered accredited, affordable education that transforms careers and lives. 2026 registrations are now open. Visit regent.ac.za today. Regent Business School, a proud member of Honoris United Universities.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
TBR, where you want to be when you grow up.
सोचा मेरिया मदीने वाले जांदियां दुरूदा दी सदा बन के मेरे लबां ते होके मुड़ रहिंदे ने मदीने दी दुआ बन के सोचा मेरिया अल्लाह दे हबीब नू ओते चमकावा जाके अपने नसीब नू ओते चमकावा जाके अपने नसीब नू रवा घूमदा घूमदा रवा घूमदा मदीने दियां गलियां मदीने दी हवा बन के उम्मत दी तस्वीर मदीना आशिक दी जागीर मदीना हर आशिक दा किबला काबा इश्क दी जंजीर मदीना रोज निकल के दी जूचू लबदन मेरे नीर मदीना मर जावा ते आजे कफन ते तहरीर मदीना प्यार दा पहला पाप है ते बाप चेहरा दा पीर मदीना तख्त हजारे वलना बेंदी जे तक लेंदी हीर मदीना दीन दी खातिर च दया है सी रो रो के शबीर मदीना हर शेरा सिर मिट जानी है शेरा सिर मिट जानी है रहना बगल आखिर मदीना नबी कोई हसीन ते जमील बने कोई सुचे रब दा खलील बने आया है कोई सुचे रब दा खलील बने आया है आया अल्लाह दा आया अल्लाह दा हबीब साडे वास्ते अतावा दी घटा बन के पिंडा होइयां जैसे दुखा दियां भारियां जैसे वेले घेर आए आन के बीमारियां जैसे वेले घेर आए आन के बीमारियां याद आई मैनू हो याद आई मैनू मेरे लजपाल दी बीमारी लई शिफा बन के अखियां चेहरा दी हुण नींदर ना पेंदी ए ना सिरे हो आस दिल बिच रहिंदी ए ना सिरे हो आस मेरे दिल बिच रहिंदी ए बिखरवा बस हाँ बिखरवा बस जालियां दे सामने हुजूर दा गजा बन के
The Rao Brothers on your breakfast rush as we get closer to 10 minutes before 7 this morning. Assalamu alaikum. If you've just tuned in on our social media as well, live right now on Facebook, on YouTube, in your lounge, on your TV, on your phone, on your tablet, wherever you're watching from right now, Radio Al Ansar. That's what you've got to search for. If you're somebody who's using social media and has never, ever, for whatever reason, seen it, logged into it, then follow at Radio Al Ansar. Follow at Radio Al Ansar, and then you'll get a notification when, all the various different shows go live on socials and all of that. TBR, we try and go live every morning as far as possible. If we can make it happen, we certainly will. So Facebook and YouTube at Radio Al Ansar. You could go there and have a look-see. TikTok live on my personal TikTok page. Ismail, assalamu alaikum. Trisha, good to see you on there as well. Now, people are interacting on our WhatsApp with regard to this tragic accident, if you want to call it that, right? That took place in Van der Vale Park with now 14 children confirmed dead after this accident had taken place. So 11 on scene.
Okay.
And then subsequent to that,
3 in hospital.
At the hospital, exactly.
I watched a video. One of the moms lost 2 of her babies in that accident. And she had actually lost consciousness at the scene naturally.
It breaks it right inside there. You start to feel this hole develop right in the middle of your chest because and you don't know these children, you've never seen them before, you've never interacted with them previously, you've read the story, you've seen the videos, and you feel it because you're human. Yeah, because you're a human being, you feel what's going on here. Now, we read this story about President Ramaphosa now coming out and talking to the Department of Education saying, hey, listen, we need to find safer ways of transporting the children. So you're interacting with it, which I love. Continue to do so, right? So Fazila says, why wait for tragedy to happen? Then you decide you want to do something. And then Fazila says to our president, get up from your comfort zone, really. There's another message that says private vehicles are doing the exact same thing. If you see the accident that happened in Pinetown this week, had 9 children in the car, and the back seat is a 4-seater. Now, granted, these children are smaller in size. It doesn't mean they don't take up space.
And also, if your back seat is a 4-seater, there are only seat belts for 4 children.
Hopefully, depending on the make and model of your car. True. Hopefully, they've actually got those seatbelts that you're talking about. Now, Fasila, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. No name on this one here. Ahmed Raza says, we need to put the driver on that road and wait for the truck to go. No. As far as I know, that driver went into hospital as well, was treated, and then was taken. Once he was deemed to be okay to move, he was taken straight into police custody. So let the law, take its course with regard to that one there. And I'm glad that people are looking at it. You've got dash cam footage now that purports to be from the truck.
Yes.
Right. What I find a little bit worrying on that one there is that on the bottom end of the picture from that dash cam, it's labeled as a cell phone. It's got a make and model of a cell phone.
Interesting.
You know, just like a watermark on the bottom end of the screen. Leave that aside for a second because maybe they found a way to use the dash cam.
Yeah, maybe
or the phone
connects
as
to
a
a
dash cam.
device or something. I don't know.
Anyway, it shows this truck going down its lane in the lane that it's supposed to be in, and a whole stream of cars coming in the opposite direction. And then after a little bit, in its lane, in the truck's lane, you see this taxi come up now. There were certain people that commented saying, why didn't the trucker move? Why didn't the trucker create space? Why didn't the trucker get out of the way? This is a truck. It had a trailer.
Yes.
It has weight moving at a certain speed. If anybody knows anything about momentum, if the trucker locked his brakes in, tried to stop, whatever the case may be, momentum from the weight of the load that he was carrying would have done other things to the vehicle.
Agreed. And the trailer could have gone into a complete opposite direction.
Right. And that's just momentum. Now, the possibility there, the truck could have jackknifed, there would have been much more vehicles involved in the accident. Now, you got the taxi driver who's on the wrong lane coming up. Why was he there? Firstly, why was he there? Why was he so impatient with all these young lives in his vehicle? Why was he doing that? Why was he overtaking this long line of vehicles? This truck is huge. You're going to see it. You're going to see it from a distance.
That's something that I don't understand.
Why not get out the way? Why not move earlier? You know, why not? So all of these questions need to be asked and answered. Hopefully the answers come through during the court proceedings and investigation that goes on. The Arabian Queen says, absolutely sad indeed, made me cry. I feel for the parents who lost those children. No name on this one here. Says, this taxi accident is happening every day. People are passing away every day. And the biggest problem is cell phone, drunken drivers, and our policing services are well aware of the problem. Again, no name on that.
I feel like, and this is a personal opinion from myself, I feel like there should be a certain amount of experience you should have in order to drive a truck or a taxi in this case. You know,
he was a driver apparently 22 years.
Yes, 22 years old. You're carrying 18 children. In this minibus or mini taxi, there should be some clause. Okay, I don't know, 5 years minimum of experience. We don't know when he got his license, but he was, again, like you say, 22 years old.
Here's Fahim coming through and echoing the sentiments of far too many people. And he ends his sentence off by not afraid to say it. And what is he saying? Too many idiots on the road. Those are his words. But he's echoing the sentiment of far too many people sharing the road. And remember what I said, sharing the road. That's what you have to. Don't hog it.
Not at all.
Don't hog the road. Share the road.
I think a lot of driving schools, the first thing that they say to you in this day and age is that when you drive for everybody on the road.
Oh, absolutely.
Not just for yourself.
Without a doubt. Here's Stu that says, truck with 30 tons cannot stop immediately. It needs at least 200 to 300 meters to come to a stop. 200 to 300 meters, Stu, that would be taking the, as Nasmira says, the experience of the driver as well.
Correct.
As well. So more of your messages coming through, and yes, you're welcome to interact on the topic. Other than checking on safer transport, government should consider having more schools closer to the homes of these kids. They have to travel too far to schools. Now, Aisha, there's a few things to take into consideration with what you're suggesting over here. What about parents that don't want to send their kids to the schools that are close by and get their kids enrolled into schools that are a little bit of a distance to travel in?
Correct. And that is always the case.
Yeah. Here's Chanel's asking, why did parents not first investigate if the driver is reliable or not? Here's the thing with these minibus taxis, it might not have the same driver every day.
Mm.
It's got the same owner every day, might not have the same driver every day.
You know what I've noticed? When there's an investigation or first day of school, you fetched early, generally. You fetched on time. If you've got a 4-seater, there's 4 kids in the car. Because parents are there. They want to know what's happening. They, during that first week, they come to the car, etc. And then time goes by and they trust you. And sometimes when no one's looking, you tend to do what you're not supposed to do.
So we're talking about road safety. We're talking about scholar transport. We're talking about this accident that had claimed so many young lives. And subsequent to that, here in Durban, Pinetown, I think it was the very next day, there was another accident. Thankfully, nobody perished in that one there. Ismail says, I think all scholar transport needs to be governed. Brilliant idea. Brilliant idea. But how's this, Ismail? If you govern those guys at, let's say, 60 kilometers per hour while the child is in the vehicle, whether it's one child or 10, let's assume you govern the vehicle down to just 60. At 60 kilometers per hour, big damage can still take place.
True, if you do the wrong thing.
So I agree with you, they must slow down. I do agree with you. It must be a case of where they're given a maximum speed that vehicle is allowed to do. But then there's road rules with regard to speed on every single road.
Yeah.
Anyway. Anonymous, not just taxi drivers, some people in cars also, especially if they're coming out of side roads and have no patience. Just yesterday, I had an incident and the guy swerved and climbed the pavement and burst his tire.
For him, speaking of side roads, and you come out of side roads and you have no patience, sometimes you come out of side roads that you're not even supposed to be driving on because the one way.
Oh, the story of the one way. So, and point a finger at Nishal, just like how I'm doing this, right? I'm showing you how to point a finger at Nishal. You point a finger at Nishal and say, Nishal is the one that is responsible for cameras being put on Sheringham Road.
Are you doing that?
Focus. I am encouraging it. Even if I have to pay for the camera myself,
I'll be very happy.
I'm going to do that. And I know those transporters are listening to the show this morning. I know they listen to the show every morning. I'm willing to actually pay for that camera specifically to be mounted on our wall, the Al Ansar wall, facing the road, so that we can get the number plates of those vehicles, whether they are trucks, because there's a business on the top here with trucks that park the wrong way, which means they're driving the wrong way. Then there are just general road users, and then there are scholar transport vehicles that drive the wrong way down this. Sheringham Road is a one-way street.
Correct.
And Superintendent Raouf will be getting the footage from that camera.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
There's nothing quite like the taste of a traditional family meal, and at the heart of every great dish is a key ingredient that brings it all together. That ingredient is Sunfoil pure sunflower cooking oil, made from only the finest sunflower seeds. It's the perfect way to enhance the taste of your family's favorite foods. Sunfoil cooking oil is more than just oil. It's the key to bring your family together over a delicious meal and making every bite taste better. Remember, the key ingredient to a great family meal is Sunfoil. Tradition just tastes better.
Your hits, your sound, your station, your TBR. Monday to Friday.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
The Breakfast Rush Main News Bulletin.
Breaking news at 7, as illegal immigration continues to stir unrest in KwaZulu-Natal, Inkosi Langalbalele local municipality Mayor Mduduzi Mnyeza has issued a grave warning that without a government intervention, the public may feel compelled to enforce their own justice. Good morning, I'm Tabila Duma. As alleged immigration continues to stir unrest in KwaZulu-Natal, Inkosi Langalbalele local municipality Meamdudu Zimyeza has issued a grave warning that without government intervention, the public may feel compelled to enforce their own justice. The statement follows the recent arrest of several undocumented immigrants, highlighting the growing frustration within the community. Mieza said that on Monday, 5 undocumented foreign nationals were arrested in Esigodlweni, all of whom do not have documentation to be in the country. KZN Police spokesperson Captain Tatu Ndlovu confirmed one of the incidents, the arrest of a 29-year-old woman and a 70-year-old man alleged to be in a relationship in escort for contravention of the Immigration Act. Stongo local news that despite the devastating impact of a tornado in June 2024, Seatide's combined school is demonstrating resilience. The school was the focus of an oversight of frontline monitoring visit yesterday by the Department of Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation, eThekwini Municipality and the National Youth Development Agency as part of the department's frontline monitoring and support program. The visit aimed to assess the school opening process, identify challenges and offered encouragement to staff and learners who have coped with immense trauma. The delegation first visited Thokozile Secondary School, which achieved 100% in the National Senior Certificate exams last year. DPME Minister Maropeni Ramakgopa said that their visit served a dual purpose. Primarily, it was part of a back-to-school campaign. However, the main objective was to conduct a frontline monitoring of the school opening process. This included assessing the school's management performance, offering encouragement to both learners and the staff, and crucially identifying any challenges. Furthermore, they aimed to learn about the success that could be replicated in other contexts. Meanwhile, a late-night rescue operation at Table Mountain saw 4 international tourists safely escorted down the mountain after missing the last cable car due to strong winds on Tuesday evening. Wilderness Search and Rescue, together with the Sandparks Rangers from Table Mountain National Park, were dispatched to the upper cable station after 2 visiting hikers, a 34-year-old from Britain and a 29-year-old from the United States, became stranded. Said that the pair had crossed the mountain from Kirstenbosch National Botanical Garden but were unable to descend when the Table Mountain Aerial Cableway suspended operations because of the high winds. While rescue teams were making their way up Plata Cape George, WSAR said that 2 additional hikers aged 27 and 29 from Turkey arrived at the upper cable station shelter after traversing the mountain from Castile Port above Camps Bay. The Gauteng Department of Education has released the names of the 12 pupils who were killed during a horrific accident when a scholar transport vehicle crashed into a truck in the Vaal, south of Johannesburg. Dashcam footage from the truck involved in the fatal crash shows the truck traveling steadily while other vehicles safely pass in the opposite lane. Moments later, the taxi suddenly entered the truck's path. In a last-ditch attempt to avoid the collision, the school transport veers right while the truck moves slightly left. However, the maneuvers came too late, resulting in a violent head-on crash. The accident, which occurred on the R553 near Vanderbilt Park in the Vaal, claimed the lives of 12 school children and left others severely injured. And finally, Iranian state television has released the first official death toll from the recent anti-government protests that engulfed the country, reporting that 3,117 people were killed during the crackdown. In a statement carried by a news agency yesterday, a foundation said that 2,427 of those killed in the demonstrations were civilians and security forces. The US-based human rights activists and news agency had said that 4,519 were killed during the wave of demonstrations, including 4,251 protesters, 197 security personnel, 35 people aged under 18 and 38 bystanders, which says there were neither protesters nor security personnel. The news agency also said that 9,049 additional deaths were under review. The demonstrations, which began in late December with shopkeepers protesting against the sliding value of the currency and the cost of living, escalated into a widespread anti-government movement. Taking a look at financial indicators, the rand to the US dollar is trading at 16 rands and 27 cents, to the euro at 19 rands and 2 cents, to the pound at 21 rands and 85 cents. The Saudi Riyal is at 4 rands and 34 cents. Gold is trading at $4,794. $2.35 an ounce, while Brent crude oil is trading at $65.31 a barrel. That's it for now. I will be back with the headlines at 7:30. For Radio Al-Ansar News, I'm Tabile Duma.
Thank you very much, Tabile Duma. Time's coming up for 8 after 7 a.m. What do you call it? Comment on socials at the moment. Sue says, I'm a truck driver for 27 years. Seen a lot of things that smaller vehicles do. And then he goes on to give you an example, and he says, you as a truck driver now, right?
Yeah.
You leave a safe following distance. They, meaning the smaller vehicles, they think that space is for them and stop in front of you.
Stop in front of you.
Well, now you're coming up to an intersection,
a
robot,
or
whatever.
something.
So you got to stop, right? That is one of the most dangerous things that any driver can do.
Absolutely.
Right? So if you're coming up and you're driving next to a truck and you see this space between the truck and the vehicle in front of it, that driver has left that space because they know they need space to stop.
Correct.
They need the 200, 300, 400 meters in order to bring that vehicle safely to a halt.
Yeah.
Now you go put your vehicle in there, you're reducing the space that this driver needs to stop his vehicle. It's a very dangerous thing to do.
But these are things that are taught.
To whom?
When you get your license.
Is it?
I mean, I was taught it, and I got my license a long time ago. You know, at least about 6, 7 years, I think, or even longer.
Very long time.
Breakfast rush traffic.
Superintendent Rogoff, assalamu alaikum, welcome.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you very much. If you're traveling on the N3, Johannesburg bound, near Belgawi, your truck broken down on the left-hand lane, horse and trailer. Traffic's moving past it. Just approach with caution, please. Now, we had the traffic lights that were not working. They were stuck on red at St. John's Bridge in Pinetown. The technician has repaired it. Traffic is still backing up. Obviously, traffic that's backed up already will clear up. So just allow for extra traffic time, please. If you're on the N2 southbound, Amsterdam River Bridge, you've got a truck that's jackknifed across the freeway. Now, this is creating major problems. If you haven't passed the Belito tunnel, I suggest you take that off ramp and use the R102. Once you get past Mstali, you join the N2 again. Because from the pictures I'm looking at, the thing is half on the center island and half across the freeway. How you managed to do that, I really don't know. But it looks like he came across the center island and then lost his way and jackknifed across the southbound carriageway. So please just be aware of that. Traffic is backing up considerably on the southbound carriageway. The northbound also slow moving. Obviously, people are slowing down to see what's happening. They're rubbernecking. But just please be careful as you're approaching that section of the road. The N2 is busy this morning between the M7 and Spaghetti. Traffic is backing up due to roadworks. N3 coming to Durban between Paradise Valley and Spaghetti Junction as well. There's roadworks and lane restrictions, so traffic is building up in that vicinity. I just want to tell you, Sheringham Road is a two-way road until you reach the corner.
Which corner?
When you reach the corner, it becomes a one-way road.
Which corner?
If you're coming from the West Road side,
it's one
when
way.
you enter, when you get to the first bend, from there it's two-way, all the way to the other side.
Not according to the road markings.
Go and see it nicely, it's two-way.
I see it every day I drive on this road. Every day. I'm sitting in front of an arrow that's pointing in the direction that I'm moving, looking at a vehicle coming towards me. Every day. Around that bend.
Just go take a nice look there.
And the next time you come through, you and I will take a walk. We'll go.
The road is painted and it's split in two.
Thank you, Shub.
Walaikum salam.
Him and I have had this conversation previously, where there is a certain part of the road that he says is two-way.
A two-way. But again, he said a certain part.
certain
so please
part.
don't think
Not the
now
whole
you
thing.
can, go and
Yeah.
do your own thing on Sheringham if you're listening.
It's also, Sheringham is also split in two because West Road goes down the middle.
Yes.
Because the other one on the other side is also Sheringham Road.
Correct.
Anyway, we'll definitely look into that one there. And that's not the only one-way street where we see people driving the wrong way. It is your breakfast rush on Radio Al Ansar. I want to close up that discussion and acknowledge your messages that have come through. Abdullah, thank you very, very much. He says, you feel sorry for commuters that have no choice.
That is true.
Absolutely, Abdullah. And I know I saw that video yesterday of the taxi just weaving through oncoming traffic as well. Right, so salam. Anisa, as always, it's a broken system that failed to protect the kids on their journey to and from school. The daily gamble of lives due to inconsistency in simple driving regulations and rules. Most drivers buy the license, costing us precious lives, and still nothing is done.
Musarrat says a maximum capacity for these vehicles, including the mom-driven Avanzas, is needed. I have seen girls dropped off at school where they were sitting on each other's laps. I get you have to make a living, but not at the cost of the lives of others.
All right, talking about what's happening on the road. Crash on Marion Hill Road and 4th Avenue, Pinetown. Paramedics are on scene, so that's Marion Hill Road and 4th Avenue in Pinetown. Another crash on northbound. This is before Athlone Park off-ramp. Response personnel on scene as well. Crash KZN. Sure. Okay, so that same thing came twice. There you go. Got it. E-hailing drivers are also the same bunch outside Overport City. They make illegal U-turns, creating unnecessary traffic jams. Fawzi, taxi drivers don't follow the rules of the roads and shout at us as if we are wrong. Shanaz, Assalamu alaikum. She says, hey, don't trust any driver. Some drivers don't even turn the indicators on.
True.
Hartley Road. Okay.
This kebab of a driver is clearly inexperienced.
Yeah.
The moment the driver, he says the driver was overtaking, he saw the dangers, he slowed down and gave way for this kebab to join the lane again.
No, man.
He clearly didn't see that. From Anonymous.
Mariam, thank you very much for your rather lengthy message. I do see the frustration in your message as well. Just to read the bottom end of it, says most of the taxis are not roadworthy. Who's checking? Who gets punished for running those scraps on the road? Now, it's your breakfast rush. Thermostat drivers are people inexpensive. I think the word thermostat came into there, autocorrect, right? He's talking about those drivers, worst drivers are the ones in expensive cars. They save money by not purchasing the optional extra that comes as a normal feature in most cars. It's called an indicator.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
There's nothing quite like the taste of a traditional family meal, and at the heart of every great dish is a key ingredient that brings it all together. That ingredient is Sunfoil pure sunflower cooking oil, made from only the finest sunflower seeds. It's a perfect way to enhance the taste of your family's favorite foods. Sunfoil cooking oil is more than just oil. It's the key to bring your family together over a delicious meal and making every bite taste better. Remember, the key ingredient to a great family meal is sunfoil. Tradition just tastes better.
Elevate your style with Al-Noor kurtas and fragrances from Potent Ice Perfumes, exclusively available at Al Ansar Shop. Visit us at 207 West Road or call 031-208-1601. Experience the best in fashion and perfumery. Al Ansar Shop where elegance meets fragrance.
For too many communities across Africa and the world, access to clean water remains a dream. At Africa Muslims Agency, we dig deep, reaching into the heart of the earth to fill the cups of those in need. Sponsor a water well for 16,500 Rand, or a borehole in Afghanistan for 55,000 Rand, or Africa for 65,000 Rand, or any amount. With water comes food, health, education, and growth. An ongoing reward with Africa Muslims Agency.
The views and opinions expressed by the guest and presenters of Radio Al Ansar are not necessarily the views and opinions of Radio Al Ansar and the Al Ansar Foundation.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
TBR, it says now 17 after 7. As we get through your morning, Durban is marking a powerful and deeply significant milestone this week. 100 consecutive Fridays for Palestine. For nearly 2 years, without a single break, ordinary people in this city have gathered every Friday to stand in solidarity with the Palestinian people. Faith leaders, activists, elders, youth, community members have shown up consistently, refusing to let injustice fade into silence. Now, to help us unpack the significance of this movement, the meaning behind this sustained mobilization, and where the movement goes from here, we're joined by Sedonisa Sayed from the South Africa Palestine Movement and the KZN Palestine Solidarity Forum. Sister Sedonisa Sayed, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the Breakfast Rush.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you for having me on your show.
It's a pleasure to have you with us. 100 consecutive Fridays is no small feat. What does this milestone mean to you personally and to the broader Palestine solidarity movement in Durban?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. After 7th October, on the 8th, many activists around the world and in Durban assembled to address this genocide. And after the 8th, there were many marches, rallies, films, etc. But they were like being done once a week or once a month and so on. So we, as the South African Palestine Movement and the KZN-PSF, decided let's do something continuously, and we will observe the international days and other events that follow. And so we brought this to our executive, and people decided that, okay, let's go ahead with it. But many of us didn't realize that it's going to be this long, 2 years, observing 100. We thought by the time we did 5, 6, or maybe a month, the genocide, the ceasefire would stop. But we all know what apartheid genocide Israel is, and so we continued Fridays for Palestine. It's just not in Durban. It's also held in Cape Town, Johannesburg. We also have in Umhlanga and in Phoenix. And so this is to highlight the plight of the people of Palestine, their occupation, their land grab, and the challenges that they face every day. So we've been consistent, and as one of the initiators of the Fridays for Palestine, I see to it that no matter what the weather is, no matter where we are headed to, we are ready by an hour before the time that we execute this picket. And so it's important.
Go ahead.
Continue.
It's very important that Palestine knows that South Africa is with them in this time of the genocide. And so we will continue until Palestine is liberated.
Inshallah. As a final question for this morning, purely because time is against us, Sister Sedonisa, to commemorate this day, is there anything planned for tomorrow? Please share details with us.
Sure. Being Fridays for Palestine and commemorating 100 years, we will be from 4:30 until 6 o'clock at the Durban Genocide, the Holocaust and Genocide Center. We've been there many a time. We hope that this space will now put up a Palestine genocide exhibit as well, because genocide is genocide, no matter who the people are. So we will have our active participation tomorrow, as well as we're doing a little something different where we will have poetry. We've got a few lined up speakers. We've invited Ela Gandhi, Coral Vinson. We've invited Ewok. And many of these people have been participating in the Fridays for Palestine. And so we hope whoever is there will do a poetry, will speak to us, and the Friday of Palestine will be the normal. We also decided, since it's our 100, we will observe with some refreshments and some slogans across the park. And also for the Muslim community, they'll be able to pray the Asr Salah there, so no one misses out anything. And we always consider everything in our planning of our Fridays for Palestine. So 4:30 to 6 o'clock at the Durban Holocaust and Genocide Center, North Beach. It's at the Jewish Center.
Thank you very much for your time this morning, Sedanisa Sayed, and thank you for the information to our listeners as well. Inshallah, quite a few of them will join you tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum. Sedanisa Sayed, South African Palestine Movement, and KZN Palestine Solidarity Forum, bringing some information to you. And yes, if you're able to, 4:30 is the start tomorrow for the 100th Friday for Palestine.
Alhamdulillah, do join them and be part of this legacy.
So it's coming up for 24 minutes after 7. Back in a moment.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
There's nothing quite like the taste of a traditional family meal, and at the heart of every great dish is a key ingredient that brings it all together. That ingredient is Sunfoil pure sunflower cooking oil, made from only the finest sunflower seeds. It's a perfect way to enhance the taste of your family's favorite foods. Sunfoil cooking oil is more than just oil. It's the key to bring your family together over a delicious meal and making every bite taste better. Remember, the key ingredient to a great family meal is Sunfoil. Tradition just tastes better.
Did you hear? Your favorite 24-hour dentist has moved? Crown Dental Studio, offering everything your smile needs, from general to cosmetic dentistry. Female practitioner now available upon request. Call us on 081 207 8621 to schedule your next appointment. Or visit our new studio at 26 McCuton Avenue, Durban North. Crown Dental Studio, your 24-hour dentist.
A new year brings new opportunities. Don't let yours pass you by. January 2026 registrations are now officially open at Regent Business School for our industry-shaping New Age BCom degree. Choose focus areas like digital leadership, business intelligence, supply chain management, and more. Designed for tomorrow's world, this degree empowers you to shape your future with the skills employers want right now. Explore our full range of qualifications at regent.ac.za.
Imagine this. Lunchtime hits and you pull out pub and cabbage. Or that same sad sandwich mum made when you went to school. Eesh. Now flip the script with the Debonairs Pizza Real Deal range. You get 6 meaty flavors that turn boring into brilliant. Barbecue bacon, Debonairs chicken, Russian, and more. Enjoy more with... Choose one of 6 meaty Real Deal flavors for just R29.90 each. Debonairs Pizza. Try something amazing.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
This is the Breakfast Rush. It's the intelligent choice.
This feature on the Breakfast Rush is powered by the Cellular City Group of Vodacom shops at the Pavilion Superstore 2.0, Entrance 6, Westwood Mall, Bluff Towers, the Workshop Durban, Mega City, Bridge City, Brookside Mall PMB, and the Nelson Mandela Square Stanton 2.0.
Lock in value with these Vodacom SIM-only data deals. Whether you're studying, side hustling, traveling, or just staying connected with friends and family, Vodacom SIM-only data plans offer the freedom to connect wherever life takes you. Like our 15 gigabyte data deal for 129 Rand per month over 24 months. That's 7.5 gigs of anytime and 7.5 gigs night owl. If you want more, why not look at our 40 gig data deal for 179 Rands per month over 24 months. That's 20 anytime and 20 night owl. We've also got a 100 gig data deal at 229 Rand per month over 24 months. 40 anytime, 40 night owl, and 20 additional. Then we've got 200 gigabytes for you, saving you 720 Rand. 100 gigs anytime data, an additional 100 gigs for your night owl scrolling rather, 299 Rand per month over 24 months. And the very, very, very big one, you can hotspot me, Nishal, and everybody else. 400 gigs. That's 400 gigs per month, 200 gigs anytime, 200 gigs for night owl at 399 Rand per month over 24 months. Getting started is very easy. Just pick, plug in and go. So, number 1, bring your own device. Number 2, select a plan. And number 3, unlock more value. Easy data deals. Very easy to access. Walk into our stores, tell them, I need a new SIM card, I need more data, and they'll have you covered.
This feature on the Breakfast Rush is powered by the Cellular City Group of Vodacom shops at the Pavilion Superstore 2.0, Entrance 6, Westwood Mall, Bluff Towers, the Workshop Durban, Megacity, Bridge City, Brookside Mall PMB, and the Nelson Mandela Square Stanton 2.0 Vodacom shop. For smartphones, laptops, routers, asset insurance, gaming, IoT, payment platforms, and the latest gadgets to always keeping you in the forefront of innovation and technology. Home and business internet to ensure that you have the best connection. Plug and play home internet to fully installed fiber. Our infrastructure provides a resilient platform for your critical business applications, which will help your business perform best. Vodacom shop at the Pavilion Superstore 2.0, Westwood Mall, The Bluff, the Workshop Durban, Umlazi Megacity, Bridge City Kwamashu, Brookside Mall PMB, and the Nelson Mandela Square Stanton 2.0.
The Breakfast Rush News Headlines.
Making news at the bottom of the hour. Acting Police Minister Professor Feroz Khashoggi said yesterday that police are not yet in a position to put an end to gangsterism in the Western Cape and the Eastern Cape provinces. 11 scholar transport vehicles were impounded yesterday during a targeted law enforcement operation in Ladana and Polokwane as authorities intensified their crackdown on illegal learner transport operations. And finally, US President Donald Trump has doubled down on his claims of a white genocide against Afrikaners in South Africa, ramping up his rhetoric that this alleged persecution in a democratic country should be stopped. That's it for now. For Radio Al-Ansar News, I'm Tabila Duma.
This traffic report is brought to you by BYD Durban, proudly part of the Alpine Motor Group.
Breakfast Rush Traffic.
Last one for the morning, Superintendent Rauf, assalamu alaikum, welcome.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The big one for the morning is that into south, the stack of jackknife at Amsterdam River. So they have major delays on the into this morning. Acton, Marion Hill Road and 4th Avenue in Pinetown. A couple of vehicles involved in there, so there'll be delays. Another accident on the N2 northbound, just before Athlon Park off-ramp. This one is sitting on the center island. So traffic is moving fast to the accident scene. But what's happening is people are slowing down on both sides, north and southbound, to see what's happening. So that is causing rubbernecking and traffic is backing up in that vicinity. That's your final update.
Thank you very much, Superintendent Rauf. Have yourself an absolutely blessed day. We'll catch up tomorrow morning, inshallah.
That traffic report was brought to you by BYD Durban, proudly part of the Alpine Motor Group. Come visit BYD Durban at 950 Amgeni Road. Explore electric and hybrid vehicles that offer comfort, safety, and long range. BYD is one of the world's largest EV and hybrid vehicle manufacturers. Our experienced team knows BYD models thoroughly, and they'll guide you through features, financing, and trade-in options. Book a test drive and feel the power of BYD. Stop by BYD Durban, 950 Amgeni Road today. Our team is ready to help you find the BYD that suits your lifestyle. Proudly part of the Alpine Motor Group.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
There's nothing quite like the taste of a traditional family meal, and at the heart of every great dish is a key ingredient that brings it all together. That ingredient is Sunfoil pure sunflower cooking oil, made from only the finest sunflower seeds. It's a perfect way to enhance the taste of your family's favorite foods. Sunfoil cooking oil is more than just oil. It's the key to bring your family together over a delicious meal and making every bite taste better. Remember, the key ingredient to a great family meal is sunfoil. Tradition just tastes better.
Celebrate with flavor. Come visit the all-new Checkers Saxony Westwood. From cured meats, rich and savory, to spicy tandoori chicken, try our authentic Indian curries, perfectly seasoned and ready to serve. Everything is made fresh daily with care and quality you can taste. Our halal-certified deli brings you freshness, flavor and variety worth coming back for. Whether you're setting the table for family or sharing something special on the go, discover the Checkers Saxony Westwood Deli, where good food is always on the menu. Checkers Saxony Westwood, butchery, bakery and deli, certified by the NIHT. Doors open on October 30th. See you there.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I'm Zainab. And I'm Humaira, and we are both from London. We only listen to The Breakfast Rush on Radio Al Ansar.
Ya Nabi, Ya Nabi, Sallu alayhi wa alihi. Kehna Subhanallah, Subhanallah, Subhanallah. तू पूजा मन को जा, 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 तू पूजा मैं को जा, तू पूजा मैं को जा, तू पूजा मैं को जा, तू मेरे हर फकीरे अजम, तू मेरे तेरे गुण और ये लब मैं तलब ही तलब, तेरे गुण और ये तलब ही तलब, तू आता ही तू पूजा मन पूजा, तू पूजा मन पूजा, तू पूजा मन पूजा, तू पूजा मन पूजा, बुलंद करके पढ़िए, तू पूजा मन पूजा, तू पूजा मन पूजा, तू पूजा मन पूजा, तू पूजा मन पूजा। इल्हाम है जामा तेरा, है तेरा, तेरा अर्श परी, तू पूजा मन पूजा, तू पूजा मन पूजा, तू पूजा मन पूजा, तू पूजा मन पूजा, तू हकीकत है सिर्फ एहसास हूँ, समंदर में भटकी हुई प्यास हो मैं भटकी हुई प्यास हो मेरा घर खाक पर और तेरी राह गुजर मेरा घर खाक पर तेरी राह गुजर सिदरातुल मुंतहा तू को जा तू को जा मन को जा तू को जा मन को जा तू को जा मन को जा सारे सनी पानी सगा मगा पानी सारे निसा सारे सनी पानी सगा मगा पानी सारे निसा सारे सनी पानी सगा मगा पानी सारे निसा सारे सनी पानी सगा सारे निसा रिश्तो वो सुल्तान मेरा जे जो देखोगे हैरान हो जाओगे जुल्फ तबसीर वल्लैल बन जाएगी चेहरा कुर्बान सारा नजर आएगा चेहरा नजर आएगा चेहरा आएगा चेहरा नजर आएगा मेरे आका इमाम सब अंबिया उनके लाज़िम है सहरे आया
Man Kujala, that's the title of this one here. Coming up for 20 minutes before 8, it is your breakfast rush on Radio Al Ansar that you're locked into this morning. Now, Nismira, it's not very often that we have a giant in the studio. It's not very often at all that we get giants coming into the studio.
That's true. Alhamdulillah.
So I walked our guest in from the foyer and I was afraid for the door.
Did you feel like a minion?
Hey?
Did you feel like a minion?
I did.
Big friendly giant.
Big friendly. The BFG. Alhamdulillah. Listen, in studio this morning, we're joined by Brother Irfan Badruddin, the director of Keyline Graphics, with over 30 years experience spanning both industry and education, with a deep understanding of the need for efficient, industry-ready creative professionals. Now, his career includes collaboration with leading national and international organizations, and this cross-industry and academic experience underpins a practical, hands-on approach to training, consultancy, and the implementation of effective design workflows and software strategies, contributing to the growth of the regional creative sector. Let's find out what he has in store for all those matriculants currently thinking about their next step. Brother Irfan, assalamu alaikum, welcome.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thanks, Nishal, for having me on your show.
What a pleasure it is. You know, many parents worry about their children, worry their children will finish school but still not work ready. Are you seeing that concern more and more as you work the days?
Absolutely. Hey, and these are such valid concerns because there's so much of uncertainty. There's kind of an information overload, number one, of what direction to take, especially with the way that the technology and creative industries diversify. But besides that, also there's so much of unemployment. There's such a high amount of unemployment, even with qualified learners. So what do? You know, these are concerns that we want to help fill that gap. We want our philosophies to help learners move from uncertainty to practical readiness, with the idea being practical, because that is the way the skills needs in industry are going. Besides that, also learners don't know themselves. They are going and making decisions with careers, often on the spur of the moment, where they can find a gap and so on.
Yeah.
And then, there's such a high dropout after
Yes.
first or second year as well. And some of them are making the wrong career choices as well. So what we're saying is, we are connected to industry and the real skills that industry needs. Come to us, come and study for a year, learn a very diverse set of skills that talk to a whole lot of different industries and the core, hardcore skills that they need to make their businesses work. And you also discover yourself, find a hell of a lot more about yourself, and be able to understand further parts that you might want to pursue.
So what's the biggest difference between traditional theory heavy degrees and the kind of training you focus on at Keyline?
Well, Nazmira, traditional degrees often prioritize theory and academic pathways, which are important. They serve the component of the economy and industry well, but we are increasingly seeing that learners need to be more street smart.
Correct.
They need to be able to plug in and they need to be able to do things. So that is exactly what we do at Keyline. We prioritize doing. And learners work with real tools. They work with real briefs. They work with deadlines. They present. They build and discover the confidence. That often young learners struggle with, communication and confidence. So our program is very diverse in different areas, working with groups, working with briefs. We are based on Florida Road there, and we're surrounded by a lot of economic activity, and our learners get exposed to that. We work with the businesses in Florida Road as well. We bring in real briefs and real work, and it's very exciting, and they soak in that vibe, and we are basically teaching them how to also walk the walk, as they say, not just talk the talk. We're bringing the outside into the classroom, and then we taking the classroom outside as well. So these learners are going out and they're very competent, they're very confident, their communication skills as well, and they're much more ready to plug into the workplace. That's not just what we say, that's what our customers, and because half of our business is training corporate customers as well. We train all the leading design, clothing, manufacturing, pretty much everybody, advertising. And that is what they're saying. The learners are coming in and they are much more ready and confident to do things and create things that are ready for showtime, so to speak. So that's great for learners.
You're talking about real world skills. What does that actually mean for a young person today? Somebody who's now listening, maybe mom, maybe dad, maybe they're listening into this discussion at the moment, and you're talking about real world skills. What does this actually mean for this young person today?
Real world skills, Nishal, if I could describe it simply, it means understanding how work actually happens. Not about the theories and the textbook scenarios and so on, but actually touching and feeling, and working to briefs, meeting deadlines, collaborating. Which business can work without collaboration and communication of ideas? It's such a critical and important skill. So these are real world skills, using industry standard tools, and emerging tools, being smart to use tools that are freeware, paid for tools, knowing to use the right tools. Do I use CapCut? Do I use Adobe Premiere? How do I jump between and save money? How do I keep my costs? How do I create more for my customer? How do I tell a story as well? Because we believe learners have to learn to tell a story. Creativity is not about making pretty pictures. It's also about telling a story. That's what brands are built on. And also AI. I mean, you can't talk about creativity without AI. So our 1 year digital design program, which covers your web, mobile app, graphic design, of course, being the main core foundation, web video production, VR content creation, and all of that. Everything that businesses would need to take them to the next level. But I say AI infused. AI can also have a bad connotation. We encourage using AI responsibly. You own it. You must drive the AI. The AI mustn't drive you, 100%. Unless you're driving a Tesla, of course, because then the AI is right. So we say the it's the AI, the eye without the eyeball.
So content creation is a huge aspiration for young people right now. How does that fit into digital design training?
Well, yeah, I mean, you just see all around you the amount of content that that everybody's needing.
Yeah.
People are making money off content. They are fulfilling social responsibilities, all types of businesses as well.
Yeah.
Of course, you get the little side hustler as well, they call them. People are making money off YouTube, of TikTok, and so on. So these are big platforms, and companies themselves are needing to now communicate with their markets on various different levels. I mean, there's so many, there's too many to mention. You've got, besides your normal TikToks and Instagrams and so on, you've got your Discords and things like that. I mean, even for people like us who are so soaked and living and breathing this industry, it's like, wow, okay, you look away for a couple of days and you look back and there's something's changed and it's just, there's just so much happening. So content is something that companies need. So we are teaching learners to not just create content, but understand the brand. What is your message? What is the core of what you are trying to put across? So before you jump in the computer and start making pictures and working with fonts and, wow, look what I created and so on. No, we start off understanding what is this, because that is why a lot of businesses fail.
Yes.
So our course used to be a decade ago and before, very technical, very on the computer, but we've evolved it a hell of a lot. So learners come in and they're actually learning about a brand.
Yeah.
What is the meaning of a brand? If you're going to confuse your target audience, then your company is not going to work. And we see that all the time. Companies start up and, I want to do this and I want to make that. Let me cut the price there and let me increase the price of that guy and so on. And the customer doesn't know what the actual product. So it starts off from there with that discipline. And only when this learner understands how to make a product work. So because we're also teaching them to be entrepreneurial and business thinkers, that is why they go out from here work ready. So only then do you create the visuals and the imagery for the video content, for the YouTube videos, for your advertising, for your sound bites, your mobile app content, and whatever other media you can think about, whether it be virtual, augmented, interactive. So we're covering all those animated character areas and so on. But they're getting in the understanding that, hey, I need to understand what I'm putting across and I need to be responsible to make sure that I'm meeting the outcomes and the objectives of the brand and the customer. Then it works.
So we mentioned work ready. What job placement assistance does Keyline give to learners?
Nishal, we must make sure that we have a very, very vibrant and active job placement program. And it's mostly because of the incoming companies. As I said, we train all the movers and shakers, top 500 companies in the country, of course, Shukar. And a lot of them understand that, we're getting this feedback that our learners know what to do as opposed to just, textbook kind of designers and content creators. So Shukar, it's like we place all our learners into jobs, provided, of course, you meet the requirements, finish your assignments and everything, which we will help you with. That's also another differentiation factor for us. We spend a lot of time. We take the learners under our wing and we sit with them, giving them individual attention to drag them across the line because we want them to be successful. We're quite proud of our brand and how we differentiate and do things. So the learners that we put out there, we want them to be a good reflection of our brand. And we get restless. It's not like, oh, you paid your fees. Okay, well, you want to work, you don't work, you don't care. No. You come in here, sit down, talk to me, what's going on? And, it works like that. And the parents come back and tell us, wow, my child was a bit lost and, to himself. And now, after just 6 months of that year, we're seeing such a transformation. He actually has a purpose. He's creating something. It's so empowering to be able to think of something, sit in front of the computer, create it, and look at it and say, wow, I have such a purpose in this working world. And it happens like quite quickly. You don't have to wait for this long period before it actually gives back to you. And then it just snowballs and snowballs, and these confidence just explodes. So
it's the hands-on approach that leads to that positivity.
Absolutely, yeah. you had a guy I was listening to when I was driving yesterday. I think it's TJ Masimela.
TJ was on yesterday.
Yes, and from TTI. He was saying something like 18,000 or 80,000 skills needed. And he also said something. He said education is in the head, but skills is in the hands.
Yes.
You know,
100%.
so what you just said now is so pertinent because they are tactile, they're being involved.
Yes.
And you know, they're doing the research, they're going out there, touching, feeling, and of course they're creating as well, whether it be holding the camera, the glasses, their phones, which has become such an amazing tool. You don't need expensive equipment anymore, you know, on your laptop, on your tablet, doing a 3D scan and then taking into one of the programs that we teach, the CAD programs, modeling it in 3D, putting it in a real environment and creating something that, wow, yes, this would work out in industry and people are prepared to pay for that. So very much so hands-on, making things that are real happen right in front of you, you know, which is quite empowering.
Awesome. Brother Irfan, in closing, for parents or anyone really listening in this morning whose child or who knows of a child that's unsure about their next step, what advice would you give to them?
I would say, you know, don't rush into a path that doesn't fit. You know, think about the picture, think about the way the workspace is changing, because it is, and it's going to be about street smart. It's going to be about, you know, not just being a one-trick pony. You need to be able to go out there and you need to be able to take care of a lot of different areas. You need to be able to talk to the AI. You need to be able to understand how robotics is going to influence companies as well. The right environment can help these youngsters discover what they're good at. So come over. I would say come over and see us. We here in Morningside, come and spend some time with us. Let us show you what we do. Let us show you what our students create. Let us show you the people that we work with and the environment that we've created. We've created an amazing environment there for learners to thrive, a real touch, feel environment. You know, we also work with, like Regent, for example, you know, Regent Business School. We work reasonably closely with them with projects, simulation projects we've created together. We're working on software projects together as well, and they're very forward thinking. Have you guys seen their technology center?
They are, as you say, very forward thinking, and I think for a number of years a step ahead of the rest.
Absolutely. Have you seen their 3-level technology center in town?
Personally, I haven't been in there, but we've spoken about it so often, and I've got a good understanding of the level that they're aspiring to, that they've already reached and aspiring to.
Absolutely. So that's a perfect example of what they've done now to bring real world into the classroom, you know, and we very much along those same lines in the creative technology content creation space. So that's why we work with them as well quite closely. If you guys are interested, I can take you there for a tour. It is something amazing to behold.
I'm taking you with. You don't have a choice.
I want to go for a tour. I want to go for a tour at Keyline.
Very good.
And then we'll jump in the bus and off we go to Regent, and you can see what's happening.
Perfect.
Because Keyline sounds like a place I could get a nice cup of coffee.
Oh, absolutely.
While I'm busy clicking away on a mouse and making a 3D character, you know, anime character of Michelle with hopefully one color on his beak. You know?
Spoiled for choice there. Also, a great piece of news to end. We've got a few portion bursaries and then a full bursary that we want to give away as well to a deserving student. So the one that come over, bring parents, come over, bring your kids over, and let's chat. Let's get to meet you guys, and you know, there's an opportunity for a bursary and some assistance in that regard as well.
It sounds like an open invitation. You say come over. Sounds
go
like
to our website. Go to our website. Contact us, and let's logistically plan.
Good idea.
I think that will be wise.
So give us the web address.
It's www.keyline. So that's KEYLINE.co.za. Keyline.co.za, and telephone number 031-312-8560.
Irfan, what a pleasure speaking with you this morning, and thank you for bringing this information to our youngsters and to the mummies and daddies who will be telling their youngsters about it. Let's assume they're in matric currently, thinking about What am I going to do next year? Where am I sending my apps now for next year? Well, there you go. Forward planning is a brilliant idea, boys and girls.
Absolutely.
Forward planning is a brilliant idea. And here you have Brother Irfan Badruddin, the director of Keyline Graphics, telling you directly that we've got a space, hopefully, that you are going to take. So Keyline Graphics, and their web address again is
www.keyline, Keyline, keyline.co.za.
Thank you very much for your time this morning.
Jazakallah, breakfast team. Thanks so much for having me.
You know, he says breakfast team. Well, let me put his mic off. He says breakfast team, but nobody, including no, it's not that. It's
and I almost broke your brand. Yeah.
No, it's cool because
that's not what it is.
I know Nishal didn't, Nazmira didn't, Mondley didn't offer you breakfast.
We've got like 2 minutes, I think,
to offer you breakfast
for the deli to open.
Would you like breakfast? I'll tell you what. Here's something you must do. Right. Maybe not this morning because I know you're busy, but you've got to come to the Al Ansar Deli, which is inside of the bookshop, just on the upper level of the bookshop. Get into the deli.
I thought I knew the deli, the bookshop. Okay.
Order
Mr. Level.
the TBR breakfast.
All right. Lovely.
It is guaranteed to keep you nourished all the way through almost supper.
Okay, fantastic.
So you might just skip lunch on that day.
Sure, but you got a deg breakfast happening there or something?
Mondley would love that. Mondley would love a deg breakfast, but no, we can't do that now. But again, Irfan, thank you so much for coming through this morning. Appreciate your time.
Lovely. Fantastic. Jazakallah. Thanks for having me. It was great. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
And that's it for the show this morning as well. Nazmira Kasim.
Before we do that, Salah times for today. Zohar, 13 minutes past 12. Asr for Shafis, 44 minutes past 3. Asr for Hanafis, 56 minutes past 4. Maghrib, 2 minutes past 7 this evening. And Isha at exactly 8:30 tonight. Have a lovely day. Be the best version of you.
Do good. Be good. Till the next time.